Sour.
Well, Li Zhang and Tracer go hand in hand here. The above of this reminds me of the Game of Thrones intro. There's this weird spinning chandelier thing, and so we were talking a little bit over there with production of what house did you root for in Game of Thrones? Because I have a terrible sadistic one that I don't want to reveal. But what team do you identify with in Game of Thrones?
I mean, I think you've already just shown your hand there. What could you possibly be alluding to?
Oh,
there,
the Starks. The Starks are the worst.
Yeah, they are. Oh, Red Wedding. Yeah, I love that episode.
Well, I mean, if you're on the team I'm on, it wasn't that bad. All right, and we both tried to read those books. We both gave up 20 pages in, right? All right. So, you'll have to give us your answer sometime.
But the action has already started. NIP, 2 opening frags, Zupa coming in, along with Linkster here. So as the point unlocks in 10 more seconds, I mean, GamersOrigin still, though, will have an opportunity to try and defend and contest the point. So it's not all over yet.
Yeah, this is, again, I'm happy for Fraggy. He found a way to run the Reinhardt, and I think it was just a smart move. He was not playing well on the Winston. There's no two ways about it. He's not comfortable on it, and maybe with more time he can be, but you're gonna start running out of time. This is the group stages. It's interesting to see Zappis onto the Pharah, though. It's something I don't necessarily see him play a ton of, but he should have a lot of cover. Mafu can be the one to cover for him, which is interesting. And Zappis chunks one onto the bridge. That should be fight over as a couple of frags. Interesting again, though. Look at Zupe. Gets a headshot kill. He's been fragging out on Zap.
Yeah, it's been ZZ top, Zupe, and Zappis coming on in, opening it up with 2 frags, just shutting down GamersOrigin. Poco swapping off. He's going on to the Zarya now, so we're adding a 3rd Z in there.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about beards, but those beards were just gross. I mean, just get a trim, you know?
I mean, I wish I could just grow any facial hair, honestly.
You guys
just complaining about your facial hair here, but Transcendence getting popped out from both hand sides. Zunyatta's coming on in, but that's a huge Earth Shatter coming in, and that's what you're talking about. Fraggy looking so much more comfortable on this Reinhardt than he did on the Winston, and he's already been so much more impactful on 2 separate maps.
And he still gets the healing that he needs. If you look, he's always got the orb on him, which means the rest of the team's just gonna have to play around that, right? You have to play around your player's strengths. Fraggy's strength is he's an aggressive Reinhardt. That is his best play. He's always been good on it, but to do that, he needs the healing. The rest of your team has to understand that, play a little further back, play with your Lucio, play with Kinnel, and that's how you play around this team. Zappis gets a boop onto Poco, already off the edge, and they're trying to bring this back, but this has been all NIP. You've got Barrage up, Sound Barrier, you're gonna have a Visor as well, and there's been really no signs of life from GamersOrigin.
No, I mean, we saw possibly a window there when Zik got the stick onto Fraggy, but unfortunately he wasn't able to convert on that kill long enough. That bought NIP enough time to trade another kill on in. They forced him back, so now they're at 70% here. And one of the most important things to look at is that Noki. So he's at 78% on that Lucio towards his sound barrier. He hasn't had one yet.
Yeah, that would be the first sound barrier. Good eye on that. Another concussion blast does get hype. Stop going over the bridge if you can't figure that out. Go in with the defense matrix. That's so frustrating. Sorry, I just had shades of ladder.
Now, there's another entrance on in there. You can avoid a lot of it, have the roof coverage if you come in from the white room, but instead they're just continually coming in from the bridge. I guess they're trying to rely upon Poco with the defense matrix, but that's not when you want to use that resource immediately off the fight. And Poco somehow got knocked off the ledge there, and he's already out of the fight. Transcendence coming on now from GamersOrigin, already bleeding members.
Yeah, a later and therefore better Transcend from NIP as they come in. Linkster does get a kill, but then ends up dying to Hype, who's back into the fight. The Barrage will come down, takes 2. And this seems all over but the cry, and the stall will come out. It will take a miracle. That is another Earth Shatter from Fraggy just for style points. They're going to come in, try to stall this down. Sound Barrier comes in again. It's just the Genji who's got the power of music in his heart dancing around. He's now discorded, and it's going to take a lot of kills to come in. Stall has been pretty good, though. Yeah,
it's been good. They've been coming in, but they're not trading any kills at all whatsoever. You can stall for as long as you want, but you need to get damage across, and they didn't at all. NIP convincingly going to take the first point. And one of the interesting things I want to note is that, Zappis was on that Pharah. That was that first barrage towards the end there. That's the first one he used.
That's fine. He has to play so far back, though, because you know that Fraggy's getting all the healing. He's got to play behind the shield. And you know what? I'm a little... Well, he had the barrage. He must have, because he knocked people off. He just didn't use it. There was no point to use it. You don't want to use it from a mile away. Look, as I calm myself, it's a frustrating map to get in on, right? You either have Bridge, which is open to all the boops, or you have Pack Room, which is open to just all sorts of stuff. And when you're going against a Fairy, you're taking entry damage either way. But you've got the defense matrix to, slow down the concussion. You've got those things. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. You keep going over that bridge, you keep losing people. It's just a little bit frustrating to watch. And again, I'm just happy for Fraggy. I'm going to try to find my happy space. And my happy space right now is Fraggy dancing with his hammer.
All right, so GamersOrigin, we are here on Night Market. Poco picking up the Zarya. Dixie Dix will be on that. Will be on the Diva this time, but Zappis once again opening it up. Swapped off onto that Tracer, picks up the kill onto Ben Best, and now without the Reinhardt shield, they've got to be careful on the side of GamersOrigin.
What's great, too, is if you watch how they're playing with Mafu and Fraggy, is Mafu's literally got his back. The problem with Reinhardt is against some of these dives and against these Tracers, your back's completely exposed, but Mafu's been there with the Matrix on him, of all things. They understand their core principle of how they've won games in the past, triple tank or not, is keeping Fraggy alive. Fraggy puts the fear of God in people. He just gets so aggressive. You don't expect Ryan to keep coming. You're like, well, at some point he's going to put his shield back up. Not really, no. He just keeps going after you until you punish him, and it's been a joy to see, because all morning I would talk about Fraggy looks bad. Fraggy looks bad at Winston. It's not his comfort zone, and now they're back at it. And this is a map in particular which is good for him, because he'll just sit in front of the door. Look, Mafu's got his back again. You just can't get any damage in on him.
Yeah, Fraggy sitting on that Earth Shadow. He's at about 50% HP. He doesn't quite connect with that one. It goes right to the shield, but there's a Graviton Surge coming up from GamersOrigin. Sound Barrier immediately answered in kind. Linkster's going to go ahead and pop his Tactical Visor, but it's all GamersOrigin. 3 kills going in their favor right now, but still, no one's really on the point yet. They are 2 members now, but 50% on the board for NIP before it gets flipped.
Yeah, but a nice combo. There's really no other way to say it. A nice combo into the Graviton. Of course, give Hype credit for hitting the anti-heal onto that. They tried to save it with Kindle Sound Barrier, just not enough. Too much damage incoming from that one. And this is a spot where Reinhardt's like to hold right out front here. As soon as you see that shield drop, you might be looking for the entry Earth Shatter, which he's got up. And this is also a spot where you can maybe give your Zarya a boost again, as they have Nano ready to get that grab back up. Yeah, he's already at 71% again.
Yeah, there's another Earth Shatter, lands onto 3. Zappis follows it up, immediately picking up the 3 himself. And now, just like that, NIP are just going to win out this team fight, gain control of the point once again. And, that timing was really weird, right? Because Fraggy had used it into his shield in the last fight. They could not have been expecting it at all.
No, but that's what makes them so strong, is that by giving him all the support, he gets so much damage and so many swing throughs that he has Earth Shatter up all too often. Speaking of impactful ultimates, man, this is so old school. We got Grab up, we got Earth Shatter up. I haven't seen this up in forever. So they can use them both. They can use one. You could maybe do a grab into the self-destruct over top. They've quietly rotated onto triple tank too. I don't know if that's the best idea for GamersOrigin. We saw time and again trying to beat NIP at their own game.
No.
Not the best idea.
Graviton Surge comes on out, but there's no follow-up quite yet. Zik did get a kill, taking out Linkster, but it's a 1-for-1 exchange, and the fight is still taking place in the courtyard here. So GamersOrigin not making any advancements yet, but with the kill onto Fraggy, they should be able to push forward with this man advantage. They are transitioning now on over to the point.
Yeah, they just want to be able to try to stall out as much as possible. They want to bring this down into one fight territory, which is 85 to 90% is usually a pretty good barometer of that. They will get even a little more as Kindle comes in, dances around, as does Linkster. The side effect of that is you do end up giving up some of your lives into the human fund, into the alt fund, as it were, and try to get aggressive here. And we are all set up for Rhine games.
Yeah.
Earth Shatter, Earth Shatter incoming, Jamerson.
In the past, we saw that when you have the Zarya and Reinhardt combo, you were able to rotate out these ultimates and hold this choke point, but the last time GamersOrigin weren't able to. Fraggy tries to go on in, but he does block that Earth Shatter. He got woken up. He's going to survive on 100 HP. Zappis with the pulse bomb takes out Ben Best, who also uses Shatter, did not connect onto anyone, and now NIP pushing forward with authority. Links are picking up too, and now GamersOrigin just falling.
He was so low. He was trying to Shatter, slept, woke up, and said that was a nightmare, and I still have Shatter. Was able to bring it back down. A little bit sloppy from both sides there, but the cleanup does come through from NIP. They will take stage 2. This is a whole new team. See, now this is a team I talked about. If you were to take away the names and you would take away the NIP moniker at top, that I wouldn't have recognized them. I could probably tell you, if you took it all away, that this is NIP or LG Evil 4 months ago. One of the two.
Now they're refining their identity, looking a lot more comfortable so far. Fraggy especially. We can't talk enough about him. He's looking fantastic so far in this series. I mean, sure, he's gotten an Earth Shadow or two onto his shield, but the ones that he has connected with have been hugely impactful.
I was really trying to listen to you, and I'm sure it was... I blame production on that one. You can't put a dancing monkey in front of me and expect me to pay attention. They know this. It's in my contract, no dancing monkeys on screen.
Well, Winston's feeling a little lonely now that no one's playing him in this game so far. I think we saw him a little bit on Hollywood.
It's like the first Winston we've seen in this game was in the corner. All right, NIP looking to take the first 2 maps of this series. They are up 2 stages here as we enter into Control Center. This can be very Ryan v. Ryan as both teams try to chug away. Zick, pretty unnoticed. He was so close. You got to finish that clip, finish your plate right there. He will find Fraggy eventually, and that should give them a pretty big advantage. The shield advantage. These terms are now coming back to me. Shield battle, shield advantage. Who's this guy with the hammer? Who's the guy with the hammer?
All right, so GamersOrigin now win the first fight and gain control of the point. While in the last 2 points, it was all NIP so far. I mean, that was Fraggy going down quicker. One of the differences is on this map, the first fight takes place much closer. It's very close quarters combat, so that allows Poco to actually come in and start getting damage on Fraggy through that defense matrix. Look at Mafu, he's only sitting at 26% towards his ultimate there. Now Poco, he gets that nano boost, he pushes forward, but the Transcendence is answered on the side of NIP. Fraggy goes for that Earth Shatter. Didn't see how many he connected on, but Zavis was able to convert onto a kill onto Benbest.
Oh, Eaton! The Tomelstein gets gobbled up, does not go anywhere. He did not see that he was in the Matrix. It was a weird angle that Mafu had on him there. And that's extra brutal because they traded Nano to get Grav, and then Grav went nowhere. So that's 2 for zilch.
The thing is, like, Gravs, you can generally tell when it's telegraphed, right? The Zarya just goes aggressive, tries to, like, run her way to the back line, but because he received that nano, it was an extra tell for the side of NIP to know that the graph is coming, so Mafu was just able to just wait it out.
Well, it's been good for Mafu, too, as he did have a seat on the bench yesterday, and he's had a really very solid D.Va game. The best hat in all of esports, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Mafu wears this kind of goofy but beautiful duck hat, and it's kind of his signature move. It is back in full effect here. Linkser waiting in the back with the visor. He's got that ready. He's getting hunted down, oddly enough, by a Reinhardt. Very low. Benbest already out of this. That self-destruct inexplicably gets Linkser. Maybe his shift did not get on, unable to get out of that one as the trades are coming here. 2 for 2 now. A brawl on the point as it's 4v4. Mafu, defense matrix does not work against that. He's just going to toss up his own self-destructs.
Yeah, just buy some time for now. He's going to be able to get re-magged, and now he's back into this fight right now. We have the nano boost out once again. I don't see who it quite went on to. It might have been Poco, and he is down. Benbest has traded on back as the Transcendence comes out from the side of NIP. Remember, they still have control over this point, and they are forcing back GamersOrigin.
Yeah, able to grab it there. I mean, the weird noise that I was making was the self-destruct went like over to the left. Yeah, so I think it was, you're right.
Away from them?
Yeah, it was a remecking self-destruct. You know how like, you get a zoning Deadeye, remecking self-destruct. These are kind of jokes, but not really. They do serve a purpose at some of it. So, as you mentioned, able to take control back of the point, ticking up to nearly 70%. And how long these fights have been going, you got to think, it's GamersOrigin last chance. Eyes have to be on the Graviton. Graviton comes in, does not grab enough right there.
Yeah, Mafu, great discipline with that self-defense matrix, right? He just waited for Zig to try and blink on in, and Zig just never found that opening to go for that pulse bomb, and so they weren't able to get that big bang.
Mafu is feeding the duck. He has been eating good on D.Va so far. 94% ticking up, and if they want to take this, they're going to have to run through an Earth Shatter.
Yeah, and Fraggy has been connecting with them so far. Now Benbest getting close to his. He's got his own, but he hasn't been able to be as impactful as Fraggy has so far. It's an overtime now, 6v6 team fight. Yeah, they're playing so cautiously, but they're so grouped up right there behind him. They have to be careful. Fraggy can just run behind him, but Zupa comes in, takes out Zick. Here comes the self-destruct from GamersOrigin. It doesn't connect onto anyone. Dixie Dick will be able to safely make it back on in, but two-man Earth Shatter, but there's no follow-up. Zupa gets right back up. Transcendence comes out. Mafu, even with the self-destruct, taking out Poco, and it looks like NIP are going to get the second map in this 4-game set.
Yeah, just fearless. They were playing around Fraggy so much because he kind of telegraphed that he had it, and I mean they probably knew he had it just from all the swings he gets through. You should always play around the Fraggy has it. This makes me so happy. I know it's supposed to be unbiased, but Fraggy, watching him struggle so bad on Winston over the last 3 days and knowing how good he can be on Reinhardt's, maybe it's catching him by surprise, maybe it's a one-off, so I'm going to enjoy the moment of watching Fraggy swing the hammer because I've seen it so many times, and it's a thing of beauty. I love aggro. I love aggro plays. I love aggro Rein. Fraggy's my boy right there.
Well, I love it, at least when it's on my team, is when pulse bombs and grabs get eaten up by Diva.
Oh, Mafu.
And Mafu, because that was my question, like internally coming into this is, well, like what is Mafu gonna do?
He was just on the bench.
Yeah,
like,
you know. And well, he showed us something that he can do for sure. And I want to talk a little bit about GamersOrigin. We don't have a lot of details on them from the